Welcome on in back to the channel. Hope you've been enjoying as much of Honkai Star Rail as I have. This is going to save you so many resources and time and effort. It's going to put your account in a much better spot. Now, the first thing we're going to be tackling here, it is going to be do not worry about your relics at the start of the game. Do not level these up. Do not enhance them. It's going to be a giant waste of both your gold resources as well as your relic resources at the start. Also, don't really worry about the set that you're wearing either. This is something that you're going to be trying to sort of min-max near the late stages of the game. And we're going to have another way at the end of this video to teach you how to do that too. And what you want to do is once you get to around Trailblazer level 20 or so, you've saved up all your different artifacts here. You can pick a couple of different 4-star pieces that have really good main stats for your EPS characters, and then throw everything you've saved up into those, like I have here with this crit rate main stat body piece. And that's gonna make you so much stronger later on and in the mid levels of the game. And I hear you, some of the bosses are really hard, so this is going to be one that's going to help you out as well. And the second one is going to be don't ignore the use of consumable items, especially these ones that last for just one battle. Use these for enemies that you're having a very difficult time with, having troubles with, like a story mode boss monster, one of those bigger monsters that hide nice items behind a chest, right? You have stuff like the bottled soda here, for instance. This can give you 10% max HP plus an additional 210. So if you're in a zone, you only have like 600 health, you use this bottled soda on a 600 health character, and this works for your whole party, by the way, that's going to be giving you an extra 270 health. This is going to be like a 30%, 35% health difference. So if you're finding yourself sort of getting destroyed by a world monster and you really want that chest behind them, look at something like the bottled soda, look at something like the antimatter field generator. These are going to be something that you see in the second zone, but they do have the ability for you to get them quite easily. For instance, this antimatter field generator is something that you can actually craft. And what you need to do, this is going to be in Boulder Town. You'll talk to a lotter here, the grocery store worker. What a guy. And you can buy these very cheaply, at least the recipe for it, for only 70 of our nice shields here. So you can get that there. You're gonna have to get some crafted items to craft them up. But the bottled soda is something that I used a lot. And the easiest way to get it is in the second zone here. Once you get to this new planet, you go to the administrative district and you can go to either of these two vending machines. You can buy these out and they refresh daily. You can buy like, I think 5 of them. So if you're using, you have March 7th or some healer, maybe Natasha, maybe you have Bailu on your account, and you're seeing that you're just sort of barely dying to some of these bigger AoE attacks, buy some bottled sodas, pop them on to live through some of those big hitting attacks on those harder monsters. And this is a defensive item, so you can also choose to use an offensive item with it as well, like the antimatter field generator, or there's like a little chicken dish I think you can get or make earlier on that gives you also flat attack increase as well, which is a pretty big deal. I think it's 170 flat attack. So if your character has 300 attack, you pop that on, that's like a 50% attack boost. You'll be doing much more damage against those difficult enemies. Now, another thing that you absolutely should make sure you're making proper usage of is once you get a little bit further in the game after you get off the ship basically and get to this new world, you'll have the ability to spend energy basically in this game, the Trailblaze power on these different calyxes here. You're going to have these two initially, one for hero EXP, one for light core EXP, and then you'll have this third one here for treasures. Now make sure you don't let this stay capped for multiple reasons. A couple of reasons here. If you're just staying capped on energy, you're not gaining access to these resources. But another big thing is you're not going to get access to this Trailblaze EXP if you don't do these different calyx stages. So make sure that you're spending them on something. I would probably suggest that you would go in and get the adventurer EXP so you can level your characters up, so you can ascend those characters and then level up their traces as well. And I find that much more valuable than just leveling up light cones. Level them up for sure, but I'd put a higher value on the adventurer EXP. And then once you get a little bit further into the storyline after you unlock the initial 2, you can also go in here and gain access to just farming straight up credits. Now, speaking of using your calyxes correctly, there's something we have to talk about, which is going to be Echoes of War. And this is something you'll see once you're around Trailblazer level 24, 25. And you'll have seen this in the game if you've been poking around your trace menu. The 3 bonus skills here you'll see take a unique material. For instance, this one here, the Guardian's Lament, is from the Echo of War Everwinter Hill. Once this unlocks, gain access to this material. That's super cool. However, all of the Echoes of War have a shared lockout system, and so this is also going to be a bonus thing for you as well. You're going to want to make sure that you do all of your Echoes of War a week, all 3 of them, but also they don't unlock all at the same time. And if you don't notice that and you're still playing before the lockout is done, you could go in and say get 3 of these Guardian Laments, but if the characters you're using don't all use Guardian Laments, for instance, our girl over here, Ting Yun, uses the lovely Destroyer's Final Road, which comes from the Echo of War supply zone. Well, you could go in there, get 3 things that you can't use all of them efficiently on different characters. And so what you want to do is not only make sure you utilize all 3 of your lockouts, but make sure that you have a use for each of the materials you're getting from that Echo of War. Now, this next one might be a little hit or miss for you, but let me ask you a question. Do you have a little notification up here by the mini map in the bottom right hand corner, like a little message box? Stop ignoring those. Don't ignore the message boxes, because if you go through the different messages, it's not just a lot of BS conversations. Some of them are, but if you go through all of them, well, some of them will actually give you something pretty cool. And we like to call these quests. And this is going to allow you to gain bonus materials, bonus rewards, bonus adventure EXP, all of this stuff from all of these different quests. So make sure you go through every single message, talk to everybody. If you want to cheat a little bit, you can like respond to them and click out of it and open the message back up, and their text will already, sort of fully be there for you. And you can gain access to quite a few quests this way by making sure that you go through all of your messages. And this is going to be a lot of, bonus EXP, bonus rewards that you could be missing out on if you haven't gone through all of these messages. So make sure that you do that. Don't like these people. Don't let them be all alone. They have rewards for you. Now, the final one is a big one, and I'm going to stay true to my hard, fast rule that I used in other gacha game mobile games, especially in Genshin Impact. And this is going to be, well, the ability for you to just say, hey, I ran out of Trailblaze power. Let's use our lovely energy refreshers, the fuel, to get more Trailblaze power. Do not do this at all. My rule for myself when I played Genshin was I didn't use any of them, period, on my way through the mid game until I hit the end game. Now, what is end game in my opinion in Genshin Impact and in this game as well in Honkai Star Rail? It is when you unlock the final version of a Calyx, for example, or a domain as it was in Genshin, because they all cost the same amount of energy. The level 1 money Calyx here gives 9,500 credits for 10 energy. Level 2 gives 12,500. So what I would suggest to you is just save them all until we get to the very end of the mid game or early end game. Once you have these available to you, it's going to take a while. It's going to suck, I know, but I always got asked the question, why do you have so many 5-star artifacts? How do you have so many 5-star artifacts? You can only refresh energy so much. And this is true in Honkai Star Rail as well. So if you save all of these different fuel refreshes, you're going to get more value from them at the later stages of the game. Now, yes, in the mid game, it's going to suck a little bit more for you, but not that much more than it would traditionally if you used some of them or all of them right away, because you'll hit that end game spot where you finally unlock tier 4, finally unlock tier 5. And instead of spending, 30, 40, 50, 60 of your fuel refreshers on your way as you progress, you will still have them. And if you would have spent them here at 12,500, you wouldn't be able to spend them here when they're literally worth about double as much. And then you'll also be able to get better 5-star artifacts, or in this game, as we're calling them, relics now. You'll be able to get better equipment, more valuable stuff if you save them for later. If you need a couple of EXP points, you want to get a couple of things every once in a while, sure. But my hard, fast rule for myself is not to spend them up at all. And if you do that, if you can persevere through that, even if you're not a free-to-play player, this is going to be worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of refreshing energy in this game, because it gets so expensive. Yes, it starts at 50 and then it doubles, and you can only do up to 8 per day anyway. So save this stuff up, use them later on, and you'll get a much bigger benefit. You'll get a giant power spike of 5-star relics, all of the money in the world, all of the different things you need to level up your traces. Do that, and it's going to be amazing for you. So make sure you share this stuff with a friend out there. Drop a like, and I'll catch you in the next one on the Star Rail train.